Hey guys, welcome back to the garden. Today we're gonna get into planting a few things out front that I've been growing on from plugs from Terra Nova Nurseries. I've also got a shrub that I wanna get in the ground today. It was in full bloom not long ago and I couldn't target right where I wanted to plant it, but I think I have the perfect spot now. And then we'll also see what else we get into. Uh, I don't know. I do have some annuals that I want to get planted as well. We've talked about a lot of things that I need to do, and right now it's just what I'm in the mood for. Um, 'Tis life. So let's flip the camera around and show you what we've got to plant today. Okay, so in my cart here, I've got this beautiful viburnum, and I'll pop a picture of it, what it looked like when it was in full bloom. It's absolutely glorious. This is a viburnum called Viburnum plictatum Tomanensum Molly Schroeder. I picked this up at my local Petiti's Garden Center, which is literally just right down the road from me, but it has this beautiful soft pink blooms, open panicles, so it's pollinator friendly. It is a selection of double file viburnum. You can see the leaves here and how those look. So I'm gonna put this right up front in front of the house. It's supposed to get somewhere between 5 and 8 foot tall and wide. So it's gonna take up quite a bit of room, but I'm really excited about it. And then as far as perennials go, we're gonna start from the back here. This is a coneflower called Echinacea Big Kahuna. So this is a tall golden yellow variety with an orange cone. It's I think about 4 foot tall is what it'll get to. When Terra Nova sends me out plants, which I'm super grateful for, they come in these small plugs. They're little squares, and I'm just using plastic cups and growing them out. And I've just been monitoring, and you can see there's root development in here, but I've been growing them out in front of the greenhouse here. So with the cool weather, they're really able to put on a good root development, but they're staying compact and we'll be able to get better branching out of them. Some are doing better than others, but I'm pretty happy with everything. But we've also got a coreopsis called Nova Opal. So this is a white blooming coreopsis. It's got a thicker leaf on it, and it has a little bit of a purpley pink blush to the edges with a nice yellow center. Really like that. And then we have Penstemon Cha-Cha Purple. So this is a beautiful native selection as well. All of these are native except for the one that, one that I'm going to show you. So that's a native selection as well, and the hummingbirds are really like this. This is really long blooming, big purple blooms with a white throat on them. Next up is a new one for them this year called Agastache Prince's Plume. And when I heard that, I was thinking it was orange, but this darker foliage, which has a purple cast to it, this is actually a pink and purple blooming Agastache, and we know that Agastache is long blooming and hummingbird attracting. So this will get about 30 by 30, if I remember correctly, by the stats. Those will be on the screen for you. We have a new release of part of their Tempo series. That's some leaf mulch there. So this is Tempo Fiesta, which is I would say kind of like a bicolor. It's got these orange striations of the orange peachy blooms with orange striations in them. And the really long blooming. I've been really impressed with the Tempo series. In fact, just along the way here on the long border is our Tempo Coral. And then right here, well, these ones are further out, but this is Tempo Orange, and they just went out of bloom. This area gets whipped by wind, so I'm not surprised that they're done blooming right now, but we'll be adding those up front as well. And I'm also thinking about grabbing a heuchera. So these guys are small right now, but this is Heuchera Forever Midnight. That's not the one I want. Hold on. I'm gonna go into the greenhouse. I've got a few more growing in there. Ooh, what a mess. I want to grab Forever Purple. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so I've got 6 of those as well. Forever Purple. Yep, so Forever Purple can handle full sun here in zone 6B with no problem. If it gets down further in the south, you might want to provide it with a little bit of protection, but just a little sneak peek of some of the other stuff I'm growing from them as well. But I'm going to put the camera down. I've got only 2 hands and I need my other 2 for the other 2 plants. All right, so we've got that. Isn't that a great mix? Lots of texture and color. They'll play well with each other. A little bit of purple, well, heavy on the purple and pink. A little bit of dash of orange, and then some yellow. So let's take the cart up there. I've got my shake and feed is what I'm just kind of using this year. And then my gloves, we'll have to grab my shovel, which just fell. And we'll go and start placing stuff. We're gonna go right up front. Come on, Marlo. All right, so here's the area that we're working on today. This is under our crabapple here. It has been overtaken by a ton of goldenrod and a bunch of New England aster, which I planted. It's called Purple Dome. I've gotten it all weeded out. I've left a couple of the Verbena bonariensis, which have overwintered from their roots. And then I cut back all the daffodil foliage as well. But here's what we're looking at now. We've got some new bed lines here. This leads to our side yard, which goes to the back here, which this morning, while I was waiting for my phone to charge and everything to shoot all this and my microphones to hopefully be working, I laid out this path. We had all of these stepping stones on the side of our garage, and we have been talking about doing this little bit of extension, gives me a little more planting area, and opening up this fence to our backyard so we had another access point. So we're going to move ahead with that. But so until we get the grass killed out, the fence cut, I want to live with this. It feels good when I'm walking. I didn't want to do a straight line. I want it to be able to extend the bed out, which looks at our living room here to this area. I've got a little bit of mess from cleaning up, in which I'm going around the yard and collecting. But it was originally just going to stop there, but it's just a section of grass we don't use. And I need some more planting area. And I've always hated how this section of the bed just kind of bluntly stops from this angle. So we'll be creating a little secret path off to the side. This is generally where we walk from, along the front of the house and off that way. And then I've been saying all morning, gussy it up with some plants. And yeah, but let's get to planting now and talking about where the plants are going to go. All right, so the first plant I want to get in the ground is the viburnum here. Oh my goodness, she's been well watered. And I want to put it right in this area. I've got some Nephofia that I just transplanted last year here, and I'm rather tired of this cultivar. It tends to flop constantly. It just, I don't know. I mean, it's a long bloomer. It's very tall, which I like. It's called Gold Rush, but I have no problem saying that I don't like it because the company that sent it to me does not grow it anymore. So clearly they knew that it was not that great of a plant either. So I could find a different area for it, but I'm not gonna waste the time. I'm gonna pluck this in. Whatever one I have to remove, I will. and we'll go from there. All right, so there she is. I'm just being very careful. I planted zinnias out over here in this area. I did end up keeping the Nephofia. I'm gonna keep them around until this starts putting on some size, but she should fill out this whole area, which will be very, very nice. I don't really love these windows because they're not trimmed out like the other ones. Clearly, we need to wash the house, but I'll leave them from here. It's the foliage that flops, it's not the blooms. So the blooms are very tall, it's very nice. They'll put out more foliage, but I just don't like the floppiness. There's some newer cultivars on the market that do stay a little shorter and a little more upright, so I'd be more interested in putting those in this area. But I am really tired of pulling, oh my goodness, walnuts. I'll have to come back through with a shovel to get that one, but the joys of walnut trees. So let's get over here and start planting out our perennials. So bear with me guys, I'm not mic'd up because this is about a week later that this just happened, but I got it all edged in, the new line here, and me and the kid just went to work and got all of this mulched. I mean, there is a significant amount of planting space. Super thrilled about it, and the way you saw these plants all sitting out will get planted in that fashion, but check it out. Oh my gosh. Well, that was quite exhausting, and it doesn't even look like I did anything, but we're gonna walk through, kind of show you what all is all planted. But we're gonna start here at the front. We're next to Cat's Pajamas, Nepeta, or is it Cat's Meow? I think it's Cat's Meow, the bigger one. But right here I have Geum Fiesta. Back behind that, and a nice bit of contrast, is this Penstemon Cha-Cha Hot Pink. Now I switched this out from the purple that I told you about in the beginning. One, because this Agastaki, which we'll talk about here in a second, is a lavender color, and this would have just kind of been too tonal. So I went in with the hot pink, and I think that's gonna be fun. So the Agastaki right here is a new one for this year as well. It's called Agastaki Princess Plume. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of these. Now I treat Agastaki as if it's a annual, just because it can be tricky to get established. in the right conditions, but I figure if I'm getting Verbena bonariensis to come back from its root, should have pretty good luck with it here. We've got a couple cone flowers here. This is a big kahuna. This is an older variety from Terra Nova. And then I planted a shrub that honestly just does not look good. It definitely needed to get in the ground. This is Illuminati Sparks. I got this from greatgardenplants.com. I'd seen it a couple years ago at the local garden center, and I was really impressed with it. I really thought it was gonna look really sickly when I first saw it. Now mine looks pretty sickly, but the background on this one, it's hardy from zones 4 to 7 and gets 3 to 4 foot tall and wide. So it'll kind of come up near the trunk of the crabapple here and kind of fill that space in. I'm not quite sure what I want to do just yet in this area, but I do have some silverberry, I'll put the name on the screen. It's a first edition Shrubs and Trees shrub there. So there'll be some nice ongoing color. And then there's a random hibiscus called Prince Fleming. It's supposed to be like a lavender. It's more of a mauve. But continuing down the path, we put in some of these 4 o'clocks. This is a white variety that I grew from seed called, I've got the name down the way. We'll circle back. Brandywine viburnum that we already transplanted. And then back here by the path, we've got some marigolds. I like using marigolds in a new garden because it deters the deer, but this is strawberry blonde. I did keep all the tags near the plant so I could remember all the names as we went through. I've tried growing this one from seed so many times and failed so many times, but I finally got it to stick this year, and I love this variety. It's not harsh on the eyes. It's just a nice orange, and they just go forever. Across the path, I went in with this coreopsis called Nova Opal. Along the pathway here, I did plant in some random Angelonia that I grew from seed. This is Angelonia Sorrentia Raspberry and Rose. I thought I had a purple there, so I guess it was pointless to alternate. I don't know who's who, but they're there. This is Wizard of Oz Veronica. It absolutely hates its life here. It's blooming, but it never fills in, and it looks terrible after this, so I probably will be moving this out. The soil over here is kind of in a crummy situation, so I don't know. Again, we said this was Forever Purple Heuchera. This one gets really, really large. I've had really great success with this one, and the whole Forever series has been really, really good. But the Persicaria here that I planted in between the walkways is one I grew from seed as well. And this one is called Porcelain Tuscan Scarlet Shade. So it should be like in a pinky red hue. We have some Cresspedia here that definitely needs a drink. Grew those from seed. Those are always fun. And then I transplanted this silver lining Artemisia. This is a Proven Winners plant. I've had Artemisia in the past, and I've never really been a fan, but this one has controlled itself, and I'm very happy about that. Moving along, we have another seed-grown variety called Cora Cascade Cherry Vinca. These should get relatively big, but I did somewhat plant them close together just to see and make sure that I had them, touching in the end. We'll see. Vinca has been troublesome for me this year, but hopefully these ones have been showing promise. Well, hopefully they'll fill in. There is some Oklahoma zinnias back there that I planted a while ago, and they do wrap around the tree, so they'll be ongoing color. Moving on down the path, this is the other set of 4 o'clocks. I'm right here next to the house, though. I did plant another plant that I got from Great Garden Plants called Spice Cowboy, and then I was fortunate enough to receive a sample plant from Proven Winners as well, so now I have 2 of them. But this is from zones 4 to 8, and it'll get 6 to 10 foot tall and about 4 to 5 foot wide. They bloom in the spring, and they are absolutely fragrant and the most amazing scent. I have one by the greenhouse entrance that we will unfortunately have to be moved when we do the greenhouse addition, but that's several weeks away. And then the last thing I planted over here are these stock. We'll tell you this much. I am not a fan of growing this plant. They look healthy, they look good. I'm growing Quartet Red here, and in the back I'm doing Quartet Purple, and frankly those ones have fizzled out pretty badly. I don't understand why, but these ones look pretty good even though they've been sitting in cell packs. I'd just be happy to get a bloom at this point, so I'd like to see them. I started growing these because Garden Answer was growing the Quartet Rainbow, and I thought, wow, I can't believe how long those are blooming. It's an interesting bloom. You know, you don't see that every day. What am I missing here, guys? So far, I would not grow this again, I'll tell you that. We've still got plenty of room, and let me tell you, when I was planting, I really thought I was going to fill this up with a lot of the plants that were here. I didn't put a dent in it. Not at all. You can see all the stuff over there that I was using. But hey, until next time, I've got more plants to go. Figured this video was long enough, but now we have a whole new garden to start. So I'm going to get to watering in, and I'll see you guys in the next video.